They've just started their nesting season. In fact, I've been watching this bird for about a month because she's been defining her territory around here.
And so this is the time of year, January typically, where they'll start claiming their territory to build their nests.
Right. Yeah, they actually start a little bit beforehand and then they get comfortable with the territory. So they'll go out and define their territory by fighting the other birds off and making a big noise about being there in the area. You can hear a squabble over there, and I can see one of the birds now sitting on top of the tree with another bird not too far away. And they're going to sort of define the border that they've negotiated again.
So a lot of people might be surprised to know that there are actually hummingbirds this time of year here.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. They think of hummingbirds as warm weather birds. But in fact, being on the south coast of British Columbia, it's warm enough all year. I mean, here we are in January, and we're worried about rain instead of snow. You know, and that's typical for our area. So there's enough things growing in the forest at this time of the year that they can still make a living here. So they're out picking up little insects or little bits of plant or sap just to keep themselves going, and it seems to work quite well for them.
And so they are actually successful in January at building nests that stay dry and stay adhesive.
Most of the time I've seen them in January, they do have successful nests. Last year the mortality rate in Hummingbird Hill of the nests that I followed was about 50% at this time of the year. We're going to get a couple of storms and it might blow the nest out of the tree, or other branches might fall from a higher location onto the nest, that sort of thing. So it's definitely more perilous now than it is, say, in the spring or summer. And this little area here has had quite a few nests in it. But you'll notice that during our last storm we had a tree come down and it took out a few of the little branches that they used to have nests on.
Over there?
Yeah, it probably fell about 20 or 30 feet and crushed a bunch of area, missed the feeder, but this is one of the hazards of living in the wild. You never know what's going to fall on you from above.
So it did crash some of the nests that were out here?
I don't think there was a nest in this part of the tree at the time, so I don't think so.
And once the nests are actually built, do they go on and lay eggs?
Yeah, if she's building a nest now, she'll probably lay the eggs within 2 weeks.
Hummingbirds work with what nature gives them, for example, using pathways for flying.
Well, this is a perfect example of a path that a hummingbird might utilize. I mean, it's clear enough for us to walk through, and if you get down a little bit, it's really a good highway for the bird to go on as well. This kind of a narrow path allows the hummingbird, which is quite fast and maneuverable, to zip down here at quite a high speed if it wants to, and then just pop up into the canopy and start a nest or hide or do whatever it has to do.
So it sounds like it's a hummingbird highway.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Spring is here and the hummingbirds are out in full force. Next time on Hummingbird Hill, we'll be following Eric as he walks us through the busy spring season.
Yeah, after they've been degraded for a little while, they just fall back to what they were made out of. You can't really tell that it was a nest. Yeah, but it had 2 eggs in it, but no bird ever showed up that I saw.